What role should government play in ensuring AI systems are inclusive, diverse, and equitable? Can government even play a role?
So this is a very good question. Do government actually have a role? I was recently covering news on the government and the elections which are going on in US. Recently, India had elections, general elections, where AI could have been played a very strong role with the rise of deep fakes, the rise of misinformation related. But the election commission, so they were very proactive. There was a guideline from the election commission that no political party will be using AI for its campaigning. This is a very simple guideline. Then they asked agencies like us. So Inclusive AI was one of the agency which trained people on, especially the government, especially the district magistrates, SSPs, IGs of police, on the impact of AI, how to, and we ran a campaign on deepfake detection. So we developed models like how to detect a deepfake. We trained the government officials on how deepfakes can be detected, not without using not using any tool, just by seeing the deepfakes that okay, whether this video is actually true or not. This is one model. This is just the context setting. How governments can play a role. Well, this is true that government, once right now, it is under control of government. Government can control this thing. But whenever government is involved in anything, it leads to disruption of that particular technology, or it might lead to some kind of intervention in developing or innovations. We saw how governments of the countries interfered with the advancement of cryptocurrencies. They put multiple layers on the use and misuse and how ethically it can be used when it came about cryptocurrencies and blockchains. Similarly, governments are now trying to intervene in the development process of AI. I strongly believe that there should be an ethical guidelines. There should be a particular set of technologies or guidelines that should be given for AI development. That is one part where the government should restrict itself. But when it comes to a larger prospect, we saw recently Brazil banned Twitter. We saw recently there was tussle between government of India and Twitter about the data. There are continuous tussle between WhatsApp, its privacy policy, and how the government of India wants to capture data through WhatsApp messages. So at one end, government can do a lot of things, but when it comes to tech, when it comes to global multinational companies or your data protection rules, GDPR compliances, all these things, government has a limited say in that particular area. So what government can do is they can invest in funding in research and development. They can put diversity. They can train their modules for diversity. They can invest in AI literacy. That is a very important part. If you want to take control of AI, you have to give control to the people of your country so that they can actually control the AI ecosystem of your country. That is one thing. You have to put certain rules, guidelines on the data protection, on the privacy part, on the regulation of how you want, how strict you want to keep your data protection rules, how strict you want to keep the AI modules. These are the things that government has to decide. We saw the rise of deepfakes. We saw how US is trying to tackle deepfakes in their election. Within a few hours of the assassination attempt of Trump, we saw there were thousands of deepfake videos about that particular political propaganda. So it's not easy for even government to tackle AI, but things are still, I would say, under the radar of government, and government can still intervene the development and technologies being developed for AI So right now, government has this power, and they can actually intervene and make it a more public beneficial thing out of AI.